It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and I thought it would be fun to take you on a nursery garden center tour. When I come up here to Oasis Water Efficient Gardens in Escondido, it's usually slam bam, thank you ma'am, get in, get out, busy, busy, busy. But have Hannah with me today, helping me pull some plants for a small project that we're doing tomorrow. And I thought, what a great time for you all to really see the behind the scenes operation. So just to get a sense of it, down here we have aloe blue elf that goes on and on and on and on for days and days and weeks and months and years. Remember, Oasis is Ken Altman's. This is one of Ken Altman's growing grounds. It's also one of his small retail outlets, and Ken supplies cactus and succulents all over the country. Pretty much every Home Depot you go into has Ken's plants. So thus why there is so many.
Why don't we show this big, these are all cut.
Yeah. Here's a, this kind of gives you a little behind the scenes with propagation too. These plants aren't for sale. They have been cut and are regenerating, and all of these cute little foofies here, or fupas, are new growth that will eventually be cut and propagated. Whether they put these guys into 4-inch pots or 1-gallon cans is unknown to me, but this goes on and on and on for days as well, and they just keep pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling from the plants. Over here, I'm not sure what the point of this is from the standpoint of their working operation, but yeah, a few years ago they took this, what was an unused slope, and they started planting specific in here. So you've got Pacuvaria, a stand of crassulas, and yeah, Hannah says, they probably pull from here, and they probably do. Also, this will give you a little sense of how these plants grow and mature, and how they look planted also en masse. So here we've got, 2 crassulas, but that's also a crassula. So now everybody's head is blown. But these two are a little more similar. This is the lemon and lime, and this is the golem. And here we have the Senecio repens.
It's really good.
Love-hate. I love the color of this plant. But what I don't love is when it starts to get really, really leggy. And this is typically what happens with this plant after just a short time, is it gets super leggy and it just doesn't look good. So thus I don't use it. Here's a more mature stand of golem, and see here this stacking crassula, again, how it gets heavy and weighty and starts to fall over. Don't love this as a landscape plant. This little guy to me is better on top of a succulent top pumpkin, or in a small potted arrangement as a cutting to add some interest, but I wouldn't put it in the landscape. But that's me, you do you. Then here we have Echeveria harmsii. This is a big favorite plant of mine, and I do use it in my tight tapestry installations because it's a bit of a diminutive plant. And as you can see from this presentation, probably not something that you want to cover your backyard slope in, because you can see it didn't fill in, did it? Hannah, stop deadheading. Slippery slope.
But it makes it look better.
Yeah, we'll do a video where we just watch you deadhead the slope of harmsii. Now, on the other hand, we have a little crassula. This looks like Crosby's compact. And then one of my favorites, the Crassula undulata. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. If you're looking for coverage, if you're looking for a hedge, how about this girl? These never need pruned or shorn or shaped. This is just how they grow. Isn't that stunning? Here's another crassula.
Really pretty.
Yeah, look at how, isn't it so funny how, well, clearly that's a different variety, the blooming one, because we've got 2 that are standing out that are just in full flower, and then the rest that aren't. So I'm thinking they must be a little different. And then we have Hannah's favorite, Portulacaria afrovariegata. And I talk about this one and compare it to the Portulacaria minima, which we will show you as well. This one is a little more robust in its growth habit. I like to use this as a ground cover, but it will grow up if you let it, so you have to keep on top of it. This is another really great plant for covering up large areas. Then the ghosty. Everybody loves them some ghosties. There are thousands here. Also, not the greatest idea for trying to cover a slope because you will also see their tremendous gaps in the landscape, but it sure is fun to look at, isn't it? Lots and lots of them here. And then here is the Portulacaria afra minima. So you can see that this is a more diminutive plant. It's more compact and it's a better choice. Grows slower. It's better if you're a little landlocked or you're working on designing in a smaller space. Yes, and then this is the upright Portulacaria.
Looks cool.
Ew. Hannah says it looks cool. I think it's a hot mess. Hate. No bueno. I don't like it. But that's, again, that's just me. Blue elf. Here's the ones we were looking at the very beginning of the video. This aloe is a great plant. This is a producer, and planted in mass, it can be really beautiful this time of year, as it's a very early bloomer too. And it'll go on for a couple of months and then bloom sporadically throughout the year. Here's aloe apache. Yeah, and then this one's Starry Night. So there's so many hybrids. It's hard to keep up with all of them.
So this one?
That's Apache. And it doesn't, as you can see, the flower's not, much to behold necessarily, but I love the plant. I think it's really textural. Look at all those colors. I mean, there's red, there's orange, there's green. I love the white freckles on it. It's a compact, really slow, lower growing compact aloe, much like its neighbor here, Starry Night.
This looks good.
Yeah, now this stand of little ghosties is tight. That's kind of an ice or a jaw dropper, isn't it? Oh, look, here's a crest. How fun. So, to give you some perspective, this stand of ghosties is probably about 10 feet from top to bottom by about as wide, if that helps. Now this,
Is this Glauca?
no, this is not Glauca. I asked last time I was here and she told me it was this big long name.
It has a lot of mite.
It's in full flower right now, but they aren't selling it because it's very prone to aloe mite.
It has mite everywhere.
Yeah, it does.
Look at the blooms.
This is mite on the bloom. And then here's some mite down here and here. So, I gotta ask, why have it at all if it's got aloe mite? Get rid of it, right? But sure looks beautiful from a distance. All right, let's check out the shade house.
Well, before we do that, this is where you buy your plants.
Okay, Hannah says before we look at the shade house,
You don't have to show everything. Just
let's look out here. Now, when you're shopping for plants, you can kind of get a sense of what their requirements are going to be by where they're staged at the garden center. These are out in the elements, which would lead you to believe, and rightfully so, that these are going to tolerate conditions a little better. This white stuff, this is frost cloth. We are in Escondido, we're inland, it does get chilly overnight, so if temps are gonna drop below freezing, they'll take this frost cloth and drape it over the plants to protect them from burn. So, every time I come in, they're a little light today, there's not a whole lot of inventory, but I come out here and I pull from my favorites, which I'm sure you can recognize. Diane from Well Rooted Designs does a lot of the designing for Oasis, and this is one of her creations. I can always tell her work because it is absolutely sublime. She uses these muted color tones, usually in the blues and the deep greens, and always in pinks, and always top dresses with really fine creva. Look at this adorable little cactus.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful arrangement. And here's their stand-o barrels. These barrels have been here in the ground for a long time, and they have such personality. These, look at this. This one, I don't know if it rotted or if something burrowed into it, but that's been chewed all the way through, and it really hasn't affected the overall health of the mother plant. And her offspring look very fat and full, don't they? And then there's this cousin it barrel cactus. It looks like it's melting. I don't know what to even say about that. I have no idea why it's shaped that way. I guess it's just genetics. But when you think barrel cactus, typically you think of a big beach ball, right? That is not a big beach ball. How hilarious is that?
Speaking of, look how cute this is.
Yeah, and look, we've got a little Opuntia coming up here out of this stand of barrels.
It's like it's saying hi.
Yeah, saying hi. And that's amazing, isn't it? This may very well have started out as just one or two plants, and over the years has morphed into this gorgeous, gorgeous stand. Ugh! You know me and my barrels. And then this is a Calisto cactus, Grusonii. I have this in a pot in my garden. That's a little sobering, its potential. Hopefully it won't get that big in the pot though. But yeah, so, you know, oftentimes they will pull things out into this area that they're just growing out to propagate or to graft or, you know, to take seeds from. So there's always kind of an eclectic assortment of stuff. Here's some agaves. Looks like some titanotas. Really cool cactus. Here, this one, you know, this is why I'm careful to work mainly with small and medium-sized agaves, because of the potential. When they bloom out, those bloom stalks can go 20 or 30 feet in the air or more, and it takes 3 men and a boy to extract them. Ooh, look at these, look at this gnarly Montrose up here. How gorgeous is that? Wow. So stunning. And over here too. Now this is just a little, you know, it got a little tinged with frost or sunburn. It's a, you know, aesthetically, they're like freckles. It's a little, you know, but it's fine. I mean, the plant itself isn't hurt by that. Yeah, let's go into the shade house. Altman plants are superb. They are always so healthy and so beautiful. Typically always so well labeled. I mean, Violancina. Ooh. Oh, the Kalanchoe. Yeah. So you've got your assortment of Kalanchoes over there. That one's called Naked Teddy Bear. It's a Bayerensis. It doesn't have any of the fuzz on it that the Fang has. It's a non-fuzzy version. But what's got me all aflutter over here right now is this Violancina echeveria. Look at that. How stunning is that? What a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. So yeah, here's a bunch of really cool echeveria, and the inventory, it changes all the time. You know, I never know, which is why I don't give clients plant lists before I do an installation, because I don't know what I'm going to get until I get to the garden center and see what looks good. Here's the beautiful succulent combos. I love these for tapestries because you get 6 or 7 different plants in a 1-gallon can, which makes it easy going when you're doing a beautiful tapestry. Yeah.
And a puppy.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. Sea dragons are back. Sea dragon's one of my favorite ruffled echeverias, and I haven't seen them here in a while. This echeveria is called Love's Fire. This is a great one for Valentine's Day coming up, isn't it? Look at all that red. So beautiful. As opposed to the painted lips or the lipstick agavoides. Then more Crimson Tide and, you know, more echeverias. Usually always have the Graptivaria opalinas in stock here. And they're always so beautiful. Really, really nice big plants. Emerald Ice is usually always available too. This Aeonium, as is Mardi Gras. Yeah, almost always find those. And then everything, you know, most of the plants that they have in 1 and 2 gallon containers, you can also find in quart size and smaller. So that's nice too. Well, 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 this is interesting over here. What have we got here? Ooh, Queen of White, Threadleaf Agave Shiraido no Oi. May need to take one of those home for myself. I always say I am a dealer, not a user. I don't buy plants for myself because you have seen my yard and I don't have room for any more. But every now and then something comes out that I absolutely haven't seen before and I get a little excited. Hi, puppy, puppy, puppy. How are you? Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. That's my good boy. A good boy. Is that Pete? And then this is where I will do a lot of my shopping for my gutters, because this is the land of the 2 and 3 inch pot. And you know, some of these cuties, like this little Graptivaria Silver Star, I can't get in a bigger size. So I will pull,
Just hold it steady.
I will pull some of these little plants in from my gutters. Ones that I don't see in a bigger size, but ones that are in a bigger size, it's usually more bang for the buck because they will have many, many pups. So I'll go with a larger 1 gallon whenever I can. But wow, right, Han? Look at this. This is really probably 3 or 4 videos. I'm sorry to rush you guys through this. There's just so much to see. We're doing our best. Yes, that is Echeveria nodulosa. Super cool. Yes, the Haworthia here. This is a good indoor plant. If you're looking for a house plant, the Haworthias are a really good choice. And Altman's got a lot. Here's the Jatropha. They're like the one I have in my garden. Mine looks better, just saying. I love, 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 love Echeveria minima. Isn't this precious? Such a cutie. This is one of my favorites for gutters. I'll pull a lot of these today. And then since I was here last with Deborah Lee Baldwin and we talked about the Lucier Fantastic Crest, I see there's only 3 left. So you guys clearly came for them. And then this is a Mangave. This is called Barney. And it looks like this one will stay a little more diminutive than some of the Mangaves that get giant. Gasteria. This is another good one for indoor growing if that is what you need. And then over on this side are the fun collectibles like the lithops, the mimicry plants, the baby toes. Oh, this is the one that Gordon was asking about. It's an Anacampsaros. At the flower fields in Carlsbad, they were trying to identify something in the arrangement that I had put in there, and I couldn't remember Anacampsaros. Shame on me. I know that. This is another fantastic plant in a small container because it doesn't get very big. But wow, look, it comes in pink and purple. Oh, Hannah, look at all the grafted cactus.
Yeah, they look cute.
Right?
I love the yellow.
Very, very unbelievable. And all the cute little opuntias. Wow.
Full cactus.
Cirsus Cafe. Gnarly. Love. Love, love, love. Broop. These are neat. Trichoceras. It's a cristata. These are all cristatas, meaning that they crest. These look very underseed. Look at how healthy and beautiful all of these are. This is exciting. Ah, look at the baby barrels.
Yeah.
And you got your hairy cactus. And then over here, your aloe. Here's oink. Purple haze, firecracker, just all the little, these also do really well indoors. All these, oh, look at this, is interesting. It's called tarantula. That's neat. These are all the hybrids that are,
So cool.
yeah, belong to Altman. This is pretty. Crimson Dragon. Wow. So, you know, if you are within a couple 100-mile radius of Escondido, California, this is a bucket list destination. There is so much to see here, and I hope that I have given you a little bit of an overview. And for those of you that can't make it to Oasis, I hope that you have lived vicariously through me. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, reporting from Oasis Water Efficient Gardens in Escondido with your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.